Ice, Snow and the Quest for Salvation, a solo journaling TTRPG by Wrapped in a Soup. "23rd of February, 1848. We set sail from Greenhithe this morning in high spirits. The HMS Salient and her crew, about 22 good men and true, said their final goodbyes to their family and wives, and we headed off at sea. We're only expected to be at sea a year, 18 months at the max, and have been tasked by Second Secretary of the Admiralty, Admiral Bailey Hamilton, to try and find the Northern Passage over Canada. We're not taking the more exotic route north of Baffin Island. Our plan is to go south and try and find a straight through. It might not be as exotic, but it shall be equally profitable. The captain, Elias Sands, is looking forward to the journey and seems to be in genuinely high spirits. I'm looking forward to seeing England again. But this shall give me no doubt plenty of opportunity to add experience to my medical skills. Signed, Ship's Doctor, Stephen Edward Bett. Men wanted for hazardous journey, low wages, bitter cold, long hours of complete darkness, safe return doubtful, honour and recognition in event of success. Advert in the Times for the HMS Salient Expedition. June 25th, 1848. We have made the decision to abandon the relative safety of the ship. We've been stuck in the ice now around north of Baffin Island for 6 months or so, and our food stores are dwindling, and the ice shows no sign of retreat. Our route was planned specifically so that we would not be encountering the thicker ice in the north. It has been a bitterly cold winter. The captain has decided if we do not leave now, then we may not have enough food to make it to salvation. The plan is to walk over the ice south and see what we can find there. Day 0. Healthy crew 22. Food 2. Progress 0. Day 1. A stroke of luck. Straight out the bat. Always good. We uncovered sign of a previous expedition that had come this way. We're not sure who by. They don't appear to be British. There's no flag and there's no tea anywhere to be found. But we have found a cache of supplies. What I can only describe as a gift from God. It has been well received by the crew, who, I can assure you, are not best pleased with the endeavours of the day. However, we have made good heading. And I can assure you this little cache of supplies has been a boon for us all. The captain is even allowing us to break out the cigarettes. It is bitterly cold. But if another group has travelled this way before, then we know we might be in the right direction. Morale is good. End of day 1. Healthy crew 22. Food 3. Morale 1. Progress 1. Day 2. It is so cold. I cannot sufficiently put it down in words quite how impressively cold it is, and how much just moving saps everything. But most of all, this moving and the hunger with the cold just slowly wears down everyone. The ship's carpenter today, Arthur Simmons. Previously a very good man who enjoyed his company. He's started spreading unrest amongst the men. Side glances towards the captain and the first mate, which I can assure you have not gone down well. Crew morale is already not brilliant, but this nagging bitterness spreading will only make things so much worse. End of day 2. Healthy crew 22. Food 3. Morale 5. Progress 2. Day 3. We've become acutely aware we are not the first to walk this frozen land. I'd read about the cultures and people that lived here in textbooks, but looking at this environment, this hell, this frozen desert, one could not imagine people actually lived here, let alone survived, let alone thrived. Today, a lone figure appeared on the horizon. They stood silently and watched us. They did not attempt to approach, and although we hailed, waved, tried to get their attention to bring them over, they simply turned and walked back over the horizon. It is both a hope and a fear that the natives of this land are aware of us. We continue walking. Everyone seems to be in fine enough spirits, but we're still thousands of miles from home. End of day 3. Healthy crew 22. Food 3. Morale 5. Progress 3. Day 4. The crew has started to complain about the food. When we left for England, we had everything sealed up in the most modern and long-lasting tins we had. But maybe the provisions were incorrectly stored or something, or I don't know, but maybe the Admiralty just chose the cheapest supplier. Whatever reason, one thing is definitely certain. The food has definitely started to turn foul. The change is hard to pinpoint. It's not spoiled exactly, but there's something not quite right. The food tastes almost acrid, almost acidic, but it still looks and feels right in the mouth. I'm hoping is as far as it goes. I'm hoping the cold will slow any further deterioration. I'm hoping, against hope, we find something soon. End of day 4. Healthy crew 22. Food 2. Morale 5. Progress 5. Day 5. The skies have started to darken earlier again, and the wind is picking up. The signs point towards the weather taking a turn for the worse again. I'm not entirely sure if I or the men can take it. Heavy snow has started to fall. The expedition's progress is slowed barely to a crawl. The captain is trying to make a decision as to whether we keep moving or stop and rest. In his infinite wisdom, Captain Sands has insisted we keep ploughing on. Despite the weather, we are continuing to move forward, but the crew are not happy. And I'm not sure I am either. Progress at what cost? End of day 5. Healthy crew 22. Somehow. Food is at 2. Morale 4. Progress 5. Day 6. It is now undeniable something is definitely wrong with the food. Every mouthful makes you want to retch. And some of our men have started taking on a sickly pallor. 6 of our crew have become sick. And on top of that, half of our food has spoiled. Without the provisions, our crew will sorely starve. But if we continue eating it off, more of our crew will get sick. But if we discard the food, yes, we'll be healthier, but we will starve sooner. We have decided to keep the food. The captain spoke with me at length in our tent. We have chosen to keep the food, spoiled as it may be. We now have 11 healthy members of our crew and 11 ill. We have a choice. We can either stay put, again, in the freezing snow with a sick crew and food that is fast spoiling, and see if some of our crew regain their health, or we can keep moving, trying desperately to get to salvation. I fear the captain, the stubborn man that he is, will keep on moving. I pray to God that it is the right decision. End of Day 6. Healthy crew 11. Sick crew 11. Food 2. Morale 4. Progress 6. Day 7. Overnight, a further 6 members of the crew fell ill. This sickness is ravaging our crew, and our expedition has fast become a shadow of its former self. Most of these men are too sick to stand, let alone attempt a grueling march is required to make any meaningful progress towards salvation. We are faced with a dilemma. We either abandon these men who have come so far around the world, so far. We either abandon them and move on as the 5 of us that are left. The ship's carpenter, Arthur Simmons, has gone. He is fast ravaged by the illness, as is our chief navigator. I am staving everything off. The captain is also fine. The first mate, Robert Holmes, is sycophantic as ever, staying by him to the end. And we have 2 younger members of the crew. We either abandon everyone and walk on just as the 5, or we wait and pray the crew recovers. Build a temporary camp and use our dwindling, spoiled supplies and just hope. We hope that people regain any level of constitution, but every time I look over at the captain, Captain Sands is a stubborn man, and I believe he is planning on marching us forward. We will make it, is his motto. But I'm not sure if that includes all the men who are ill. May God have mercy on us. End of Day 7. Healthy crew 5. Sick crew abandoned. Food 2. Morale 2. Progress 6. Day 8. It is amazing what hardship can bring. We set out this morning at first light and left the men behind. Those that could cry out and try and chase after us did. Those who were too far gone lay moaning in their bunks as we took them down around them. We marched all day. Night drew early. As we set up camp above us, the Lord gave us motivation in the most beautiful manner. The aurora above us danced and sparkled. It was like watching a meadow rippling as wind darts through it. It was beautiful, the colours, the greens, the purples, the blues, the reds. We are so small. We are so small on this planet, in our heavens, and yet we shared a laugh and a smile as we watched this ethereal dance above us. Though I understand not his plan, his world is beautiful. End of day 8. Healthy crew 5. Food 2. Morale 3. Progress 6. Day 9. I'm writing this in the morning. Whilst on watch last night, Robert Holmes, first mate, saw something. A glimpse of a large shadow stalking just beyond our fire. We know not what it was. We know that polar bears have been seen in the region and documented previously. I have urged the captain desperately to ensure that every night the fire is lit throughout. We cannot risk a polar bear coming into camp. We are but 5 and they are strong and large. I was desperately hoping we would not have to face this issue. It is hard enough now the snow has abated. But progress has been slow because of that. Today we moved at speed, trying to put us as much distance away from us and the sighting as possible. We're all quite jittery. End of day 9. Healthy crew 5. Food 2. Morale 3. Progress 7. Day 10. I don't know who in heaven and earth we have offended. During the day, a heavy storm crashed down upon our small expedition. Tents were torn apart. The crew was exposed to the elements. The winds I have never felt of before. The bitter cold winds came with harsh rain, then snow, then ice. Sharpened to the eyes, we lost half of our food. Had to leave so much behind. But worse than that. So much worse than that. We are down to 3. Captain Elias Sands marched out, ranting about something or other, trying to chase part of a tent. The heavy tarpaulin that was torn off from the poles, and he went out into the darkness, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. One of the crew was crushed by a falling box. It was myself, Robert Holmes, and Albert. He's but a boy of 19. We are huddled in a single tent as I write this. For the first time, I think we fear that none of us will make it out. These elements are so foreign in nature to us and so violent that it feels as if we have unleashed a vendetta by coming here. End of day 10. Healthy crew 3. Food 1. Morale 2. Day 11. There's only 3 of us, yet the heated arguments are constant. For now it stops just short of violence, but it feels like it's only a matter of time. We have barely made any progress today, if any. Every time we try to set off, either I will snap at Robert or Albert will snap at me, and we all need to remember who we are. We are members of the British Navy. We are better than this. I like Robert. Sycophantic as he was a laugh. The journey over here, the year we spent before the sailing got stuck in the ice, we enjoyed each other's company. Albert the same, all of us. I tried to bring out the cards last night for a friendly game, to lighten the mood. The cards were wet. Everything is wet. Everything is wet and cold and frozen, and immediately the row began. I can't do this. We can't. We are. I fear we are at our wits' end. End of day 11. Healthy crew 3. Food 1. Morale 1. Progress 7. Day 12. We've just finished burying Albert. He was so young. We were making good progress. Albert. He was pulling the sled. We were taking it in turns. And he fell through some thin ice. Robert managed to grab onto the sled, and I quickly made my way around to try and grab hold of Albert and stop him from going all the way in, but he did. Fully submerged. We quickly dragged him out. But in these temperatures, as much as we built a fire and put the tent up and got him inside and tried to get him warm, in these temperatures, in such a horrible climate, it took him 8 hours to slowly fade. I don't understand why. We've built a cross, and we've tried to embed it into some rocks. Hopefully he was in a better place. End of day 12. Healthy crew 2. Morale 2. Progress 7. Day 13. This is the last entry I think I shall ever make into this channel. We opened up the last of our food today, and inside what we found was rot. Robert, God bless him, he refused to eat it, and so I have forced it down. We are surrounded by empty boxes, tins, and hunger, and hundreds and thousands of miles of snow. I hope to God that we are found, and that people know that we did not succumb to base instincts, and that we tried. We tried so hard to come home. I think it's safe to say the expedition of the HMS Salient is less than successful. And I ask whoever finds this to honour our memory and let our family know. Let our families know that we loved them to the end. This has been Dr. Stephen Edward Bett, ship's doctor of the HMS Salient. And that was Ice, Snow and the Quest for Salvation by Rat in a Suit. I hope you enjoyed this. Please do go find this game on itch.io. It is an excellently written solo RPG with a lot of good endings and things in there which I didn't cover, which was quite lucky. So please do find it out, give it a play. If you enjoyed it, let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, I don't know, don't tell me. As ever, thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. And you can hear me next time for a different solo RPG. Have a lovely time.